Thank you, Madam Chair. Secretary Miller, I have never been more offended on this committee by a witness statement than yours. You were more concerned about defending your own reputation and justifying your own actions than the sanctity of this Capitol and the sanctity of our democracy. Have you no sense of accountability? No sense of shame? Secretary Miller, I want to ask you today, will you at the very least apologize to the American public for what happened on your watch?
I want to highlight the incredible job that the members of our armed forces and the civilians and the
I agree with you about the armed forces. Secretary Miller, it's my time. Your pugnacious style is not going to override the democratic process. Learn to respect it. My question isn't about our troops or our armed forces. Everyone recognizes they're extraordinary. My question is about your incompetence in leading them. Will you apologize to the American public for what happened on your watch? Will you apologize to the troops for what happened on your watch?
The Department of Defense and our members of the armed forces performed magnificently on January 6th.
Secretary, no one is questioning what they did. By questioning what you did, is it your testimony that you refuse to apologize to the American public for what happened?
I stand by every decision I made on January 6th.
So you think you did everything perfectly? Just like the president said he did everything perfectly in his calls. Is that your testimony? You did everything perfectly, no mistakes?
I want to highlight again that the armed forces should only be used for domestic law enforcement.
Is it your testimony that you did everything perfectly? Is that your view?
I am the most critical person. I'm a career special operator.
Let me ask you this. On the day of January 6th, there's reporting that you or others in your office tried to get to the president. That's been reported by journalists. I remind you, you're under oath. Did you or anyone in your office ever try to get a hold of President Trump on January 6th?
I did not. I have no idea about others in my office.
Did anyone in your office in the Department of Defense try to get a hold of the president?
Not that I'm aware of.
You testified that things are like a video game, aren't like a video game, and that we can't quickly move troops. What explains the 36-minute delay from when you ordered the National Guard to that order being received? What explains 36 minutes?
What 36 minutes are you referring to?
Before the order was understood. You ordered the authorization, and 36 minutes later. Are you not aware of that timeline? And everyone in the country is aware that it took 36 minutes. What explains that delay?
I have seen so many timelines and inaccurate information.
So you were in charge of the whole department. Senator Blunt has questioned in a hearing that every American watched why it took 36 minutes. And you don't know that it took 36 minutes before you authorized something for it to actually be implemented?
What 36 minutes again are you referring to? At 3 o'clock you gave the order.
It's unbelievable. How can you talk about this being doing everything perfect when you're not even aware of the 36 minutes that took place before you were?
Historians and members still argue about who landed where and when on June 6, 1944.
This is not arguing about who landed when and where. It's saying, here's what happened. You said, okay, the National Guard should go out. It took 36 minutes before that order was implemented. And you're saying you didn't know that it took 36 minutes? Senators know, congresspeople know, every journalist knows, and you who made the order doesn't know? That's worse than if you knew and would explain why it didn't happen. And then you're here telling us that everything happened perfectly and you're not willing to apologize? And the goal to hide behind our troops who are extraordinarily honorable, it's you who's let them down. I can't believe we have someone like you in that role, had someone like you. And your whole testimony is no reflection. I mean, I thought if you came here, if you apologized, instead it's total self-promotion. All you're trying to do is cover your own reputation.
That's the last thing it is. I want to highlight again the enormously successful job that the District of Columbia National Guard did that day, along with the Army staff.
Sir, let me ask you one final question, because you should look up the 36 minutes, but General Walker has said that there was a quick reactionary force that he could have deployed in minutes. Did you ever talk to General Walker that day or ask him why it took 36 minutes? Did you ever pick up the phone and talk to him about the quick reactionary force?
General Walker was the tactical ground force commander who had all the authority and approval he needed to implement and
But it took
deploy
36 minutes.
URF.
It took 36 minutes before he had that.